We are grateful that it wasn't Category 4 winds. We know we've got a lot of work ahead of us, and this isn't going to be easy. And the flooding certainly complicates things.
Where exactly, what areas are you worried about?
Well, for our business happens to be a little bit more South Carolina than North Carolina, so this path is not our worst case scenario. But we insure hundreds of very high-valued homes in and around Wilmington, and so we'll be working hard to make sure that we can help those folks bounce back.
What percentage of homes that have insurance, the kind of insurance that's necessary right now?
Yeah, most of the people with us have full wind insurance. We provide flood insurance through the National Flood Insurance Program as one of the Write Your Own servicing companies. But a relatively small proportion of our members in North Carolina use us as their flood servicing company. So we're certainly hoping that they had secured flood insurance through another provider.
Elizabeth, what about your clientele? Who do you provide insurance to, and how much exposure do you have right now to the Carolinas and to those that are in the storm's path?
Well, yes, thank you for having me, and really our thoughts and prayers go out to all the affected and in the path of this destructive storm. We actually have a strong membership base across North Carolina, South Carolina, into Virginia, because at USAA we are dedicated and focused on our purpose-driven mission, which is to serve the military community and take care of them. So right now, in those states that are in the path of the storm, we have a little over 1 million members that are in harm's way.
Elizabeth, what should we expect here? You know, it does seem, based on the reports we were getting, that wind is not necessarily going to be the key destructive force here, but the amount of rain, the potential for flooding. We all have seen people who are still dislocated as a result of Harvey last year. So how do you sort of think about it and approach it and think you'll actually have some sense as to what the ultimate damage could be?
Yeah, so you're hitting on it exactly. This really is a rain event, and it's doing similar to what we saw in Harvey last year, where when it came in, made landfall, it's like stalling, and it's delivering a lot of rain. I mean, I think we're expecting 20, 30 inches or more on the coastline. So this will be a tremendous flooding event. But it's not to say that the wind isn't affecting our members. There are going to be damages from wind, and we have to remember this was an already saturated area, so this additional rain will really create flooding as the biggest impact.
Ross, we've talked a bit about sort of residential exposure to all of this, but we continue to watch the impact on refineries and especially auto production. You know, Volvo, BMW, Mercedes have huge plants in the path. They're having to evacuate some inventory and certainly workers. How would you characterize the threat to business as opposed to homes?
Yeah, it's not my area of expertise, but I certainly can imagine the business interruption is going to be significant. Hopefully those places that are more upstate South Carolina will ultimately be spared, and the evacuations are predominantly out of precaution.
Elizabeth, have you guys had to beef up your war chest lately just because of all of these bad weathers and hurricanes that we've seen? Harvey last year. I mean, there's so many. Maria, Irma, and now Florence. I mean, how do you guys manage the cost? Do you have to add to the capital reserves?
So at USAA, we are a financially strong company, so we are prepared for these types of hits. We plan for back-to-back years like we've recently experienced. So we actually are prepared, we're financially strong, and we are absolutely there for our members to take care of them.